Hello students, myself Anna Sahib Gaurane from Rayat Shikshan Sanstha's R.B. Narayan Rao Borawki College, Srirampur. Now in last 6-7 lectures we have studied about the optics, that is the science of light and different phenomenon related with light. Now today we study the defects of lenses or aberrations of optical images. We know convex lens or concave lens. This is a convex lens and this is a concave lens. These lenses are considered or they are approximated to be two prisms. Suppose this is one prism, this is the base, this is other prism, this is the base. Or it is a prism with its vertex joined together. Two prisms with vertex joined together. It's just like the two prisms. And we know when light passes through the prism, polychromatic light, that is white light, it is dispersed. Different colors deviates through different angles. The deviation for violet is maximum and deviation for red is minimum, and different colors come to focus at different points. Different colors come to focus at different points. If polychromatic light is passed through the prism, this is same as the two prisms with the bases joined together or with vertices joined together, and refractive index of that material is different for the different colors, and they come to focus at different points. So instead of getting a single image, we get the distinct images spread along the line. The image is not sharp and clear because rays come to focus at the different points instead at the single point. So image is not sharp and clear and it is spread along the line. Actually there is no defect in the lens, but it is defect in the image formed by the lens. That actual image is different from this defective image, and this defect in the image produced by the lens is the defect of lenses, or that defects is also called as aberrations of optical images. So we define this defect of lenses as the deviation or deformation of image from its actual size, shape and position. Actual size, shape and position. The deviation or deformation of image from its actual size, shape and position due to lens is called as defect of lens, or it is aberration of lens. The lens defects are classified into two types. First is chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration, and second is spherical aberration. Spherical aberration. Firstly, we see the chromatic aberration. What is the chromatic aberration? In this aberration or in this defect, polychromatic light is incident on the lens. White light is a polychromatic light because it is made up of the 7 different colors. If parallel polychromatic light, that is white light, is incident on lens, violet rays converge more. That is the maximum deviation. And they come to focus at FV near to lens. Deviation of violet color is maximum. They converge more and come to focus FV near to lens. The red rays, violet and red are the extreme colors. They converge less red rays. See here again. For the violet rays, firstly see the diagram, and then I will explain that in detail. Suppose this is a convex lens. This is the principal axis. If white light is incident on this convex lens, parallel beam of light, this is a white light, and we know it is a polychromatic. It consists of different colors from violet to red. If such white light is incident, what happens? The violet rays maximum deviation. These are the violet. They come to focus near to lens. This is focus for the violet. The red rays deviation is minimum. These are the red rays. Deviation is minimum, and they come to focus further away. This is the focus for the red rays. And in between this violet and red, there are 5 colors. We know violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The foci of other colors are in between violet and red. So in this aberration, parallel polychromatic light is incident on the lens. The deviation of violet color is maximum. They converge more and we get image at FV, focus for the FV. The red rays converge less, minimum deviation we say, and produce image further away, and they come to focus at FR. The image spreads over a small distance. Instead of getting a single image, we get the image spread over a small distance, and this type of defect is called as chromatic aberration. This type of defect is called as chromatic aberration. Similarly, for the concave lens, if we consider the concave lens, violet rays and then red, these are the red rays. This is focus for the violet, that is we call it as FV, and this is focus for the red, we call it as FR. The image is spread along the line. This is the chromatic aberration for the concave lens. Image is not sharp and clear. We get the different foci for the different colors, and image is spread along the line. Such defect is a chromatic aberration. Now there are some ways to eliminate such chromatic aberration. We see method of minimization of this chromatic aberration. We can minimize this chromatic aberration, or we can eliminate the chromatic aberration. So elimination of chromatic aberration. Elimination of chromatic aberration. It is also called as minimization of chromatic aberration. It is eliminated for the external extreme colors and which automatically reduces for the other colors. We can eliminate it for the extreme colors. If white light is passed, violet and red colors are the extreme colors. Other 5 colors are in between these 2 extreme colors. So this chromatic aberration is eliminated for the extreme colors, which automatically eliminates or it reduces for other colors. It is achieved by keeping convex and concave lens in contact with each other. Convex and concave lens in contact with each other like this. This is convex and this is concave lens. Or 2 thin convex lenses separated by some distance. There is separation between the 2 lenses. This separation is average focal length of these 2. This distance between them is the average of focal length of the 2. Such combination of the lenses is called as achromatic combination. Achromatic combination. And by using this achromatic combination of lenses, convex lens and concave lens in contact with each other, or 2 thin lenses separated by some distance, by such combination, which is called as achromatic combination, this chromatic aberration can be minimized. In this case, all the rays come to focus at the single point. So focal length for all the colors is same. We say that Fv is equal to Fr. Focal length is same for all the colors, and instead of getting different images, we get image at single point, and such combination of lenses is achromatic combination. Now our next article is achromatism. Based on this achromatic combination, next article is achromatism, and we derive some formula for this achromatism. Next article is achromatism. Now what is achromatism? We know that for the elimination or minimization of chromatic aberration, we use one convex lens and concave lens in contact with each other like this. Convex lens and concave lens in contact, or 2 thin convex lenses separated by some distance. Such combination we call it as achromatic combination. And process of using this combination in order to reduce the chromatic aberration is called as achromatism. The process of using this chromatic aberration, achromatic combination, in order to reduce the chromatic aberration or minimize the chromatic aberration, that process is called as achromatism. So for achromatism, we consider 2 lenses. We consider the 2 lenses and we see the condition for the achromatism. Here we get the single image. Convex lens, we call it as a converging lens. Focal length of convex lens is positive. Concave lens, we call it as a diverging lens. Its focal length is negative. Now we find the condition for the achromatism. Suppose omega 1 and omega 2 be the dispersive powers of two lenses, material of two lenses, dispersive power of the two lenses, omega 1 and omega 2 be the dispersive powers for the two lenses in achromatic combination or lenses in contact. Suppose FV, FR, Fy be the focal length of lenses for violet, red and yellow colors respectively. Again we use suffix 1 for the first lens. In our expression we use suffix 1 for the first lens and suffix 2 for the second lens. Omega 1 and omega 2 the dispersive powers of the two lenses in contact, that is they are achromatic combination. These are the focal lengths for violet, red and yellow color, and in our expression we use suffix 1 for the first lens and suffix 2 for the second lens. Now we know dispersive power omega is NV minus NR upon NY minus 1. Refractive index for violet NV, refractive index for red color NR, refractive index for yellow color we know. For the first lens, the dispersive power will be, for first lens, dispersive power will be omega 1 is equal to NV1 minus NR1 divided by NY minus 1, so NY1 minus 1. This is for the first lens. You may write this also like this N1V in the textbook. It is given like this N1V, or this is N1R. This is also one and the same. This is also correct. NV1 minus NR1 divided by NY1 minus 1. Similarly, for the second lens, the dispersive power will be NV2, refractive index of violet for the second, minus refractive index for the red for second, divided by NY, refractive index of yellow for the second, minus 1. So these are the dispersive power for the two lenses. Also we know lens maker's equation, that is 1 upon F is equal to N minus 1 in bracket 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. We know this equation. We call this equation as a lens maker's equation, and suppose in this equation we suppose let K is 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. We substitute here. So this equation becomes 1 upon F is equal to N minus 1 into K. 1 upon F is equal to N minus 1 into K. We call it as equation 1. Very simple part. Formula for the dispersive power of first lens, formula for the dispersive power of second lens. This is the lens maker's equation, you already know. Here we substitute K as this part and we get equation 1 as 1 upon F is equal to N minus 1 K. For the combination to be achromatic, resultant focal length of combination must be same for both the colors, because all the colors come to focus at a single point. If achromatic combination of lenses are used, so here resultant focal length of combination must be same for both the colors. It means for this combination FV is equal to FR. This is the main condition. All the rays come to focus at the single point. FV is equal to FR. But we know for the lenses in contact, combined focal length is 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. If the lenses are in contact, we write 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. As here FV is equal to FR, taking the reciprocal, we write it as 1 upon FV is also equal to 1 upon FR. Very simple part. 1 upon FV is equal to 1 upon FR. But as 1 upon F is equal to 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2, so we write this 1 upon FV as 1 upon FV for first lens plus 1 upon FV for second, because 1 upon F is 1 upon F1 plus 1 upon F2. So this 1 upon FV will be 1 upon FV1 plus 1 upon FV2 is equal to, this will be similarly 1 upon FR1, focal length of ray for the first lens, plus 1 upon focal length of ray for the second lens. This is the main part. And suppose this is our equation 2. Equation 1 is here. This is our equation 2. From equation 1, this equation 2 becomes, see this part here. Very simple steps. Try to understand. From equation 1, equation 2 becomes, we know 1 upon F is N minus 1K. So we write this for 1 upon FV1. That is NV1 minus 1 K1. NV1 minus 1 K1. This is 1 upon FV1. NV1 minus 1 K1 plus 1 upon FV2 means plus NV2 minus 1 K2. NV2 minus 1 K2. Similarly, this 1 upon FR1 will be, that is equal to NR1, very simple part, NR1 minus 1 K1, 1 upon FR1, NR1 minus 1 K1 plus 1 upon FR2, that is NR2 minus 1 K2. from the equation 1, we write this part as value of this part as 1 upon f is n minus 1 k. Now here this term here becomes minus. See, next step, this nv1 minus k1, nv1 minus 1 k1, this term when shifted to here it becomes minus in bracket nr1 minus 1 k1. Again shift this term here, that will become minus is equal to, already here nr2 minus 1 k2, and this will be shifted there, that becomes minus nv2 minus 1 k2. Now see here nv1 into k1, this part will be nv1 into k1 minus k1 minus nr1 into k1 minus minus plus k1. Minus k1 plus k1 becomes 0, and we take k1 as common here, this term becomes 0, k1 in bracket nv1 minus nr1. That is equal to, by solving this part we get k1 in bracket nv1 minus nr1. Similarly here by solving this much part we get minus k2. By solving and rearranging the terms we get minus k2 inside the bracket nv2 minus nr2, nv2 minus nr2. Simply multiply inside the bracket, rearrange the terms like this step. By solving this part left side we get k1 nv1 minus nr1. Similarly by solving this much part we get this side as minus k2 nv2 minus nr2, and hence we write k1 upon k2 as, very simple part, k1 upon k2 k1 upon k2 is equal to, by solving k1 upon k2 is equal to minus, here there is a minus sign, in bracket nv2 minus nr2 divided by nv1 minus nr1. We get k1 upon k2 as minus nv2 minus nr, this minus sign, divided by nv1 minus nr1, and we call it as equation 3. This is our equation 3. We get the equation 3, very important equation we get, that is the equation 3. Now see further steps. Steps are very simple, just we have to solve it. We get the equation 3. Similarly, for mean yellow color 1 upon Fy, that is the focal length for the yellow, is equal to 1 upon Fy1 plus 1 upon Fy2. We call it as equation 4. For the mean yellow color, we write the expression 1 upon Fy is equal to 1 upon Fy1 plus 1 upon Fy2 with 1 upon Fy1 is, see this equation, 1 upon F is equal to n minus 1k, so it is ny1 minus 1 k1. Suppose equation 5, as this 1 upon F is n minus 1k, so 1 upon Fy1 is ny1 minus 1 k1, equation 5, and 1 upon Fy2 will be in bracket ny2 minus 1 k2. Suppose equation 6, 1 upon Fy2 is ny2 minus 1 k2. Now divide this equation 5 by equation 6. See next steps. Divide the equation 5 by equation 6. We get next step. Simply dividing by 5 and 6, we get k1 upon k2. k1 upon k2 is equal to ny2 minus 1 ny2 minus 1 divided by ny1 minus 1 k1 upon k2 is equal to ny2 minus 1 divided by ny1 minus 1 into Fy2 upon Fy1 by dividing these two. k1 upon k2 is equal to ny2 minus 1 divided by ny1 minus 1 into Fy2 upon Fy1. This is suppose equation 7. Now see equation 3. This is for k1 upon k2. Our equation 7 is also for k1 upon k2, and from this equation 3 and 7 we write k1 upon k2, left side is same here, so this right side must be equal. Hence we write from 3 and 7 we write this as minus in bracket nv2 minus nr2 divided by nv1 minus nr1. This part must be equal to that part, that is k1 upon k2, this part minus nv2 minus nr2 upon that much part, and we write this as is equal to ny2 minus 1 upon ny1 minus 1 into Fy2 upon Fy1. Simply equate these two. Left side is same, that is K1 upon K2. So right side must be the same. And we get minus NV2 minus NR2 is equal to that much part. Now see here, cross multiplication, and we get the next step as minus in bracket NV2 minus NR2. Simply shift this here, NY2 minus 1 is equal to, and take this much part here, this much part, that is NV1 minus NR1 divided by this as it is NY1 minus 1 into Fy2 upon Fy1. But see here, this is nothing but our omega 2. This part is nothing but our omega 2. This part is nothing but our omega 1. Hence we write this equation as, very simple part, this is our omega 2, this much is omega 2, so minus omega 2, this much part is omega 1 is equal to omega 1, and that part as it is, that is Fy2 upon Fy1. Focal length of yellow for second lens, focal length for yellow color for the first lens, and hence this Fy2 upon Fy1 is equal to minus omega 2 upon omega 1. We get the important equation, and suppose this is our equation 8. Fy2, focal length of yellow for the second, divided by focal length of yellow color for the first, is equal to minus omega 2 upon omega 1, and this is condition for, this equation 8 is very important, and it is condition for achromatic combination, main condition of two lenses in contact. Equation 8 is condition for achromatic combination of two lenses in contact. We have to find this condition. Find the condition for achromatic combination of two lenses in contact. Condition is Fy2 upon Fy1 is equal to minus omega 2 upon omega 1. Now we find the condition for the converging. This is also important. Condition for the converging. Condition for converging. Condition for the converging. See equation 8. Fy2 upon Fy1 is equal to minus omega 2 upon omega 1, but dispersive power omega is always positive. Dispersive power is not negative, it is always positive. These omega 1 and omega 2 are positive quantities, but from 8, due to negative sign, one lens must be convex and other is concave. For convex lens, focal length is positive. For concave lens, focal length is negative. If second lens is concave, if we consider second lens as concave, then this Fy2 is negative. Fy2 is negative, and hence our equation 4 becomes 1 upon Fy. That equation is like this: 1 upon Fy1 plus 1 upon Fy2, but this Fy2 is negative, so minus 1 upon Fy2. Dispersive power is always positive. This negative sign indicates that one lens is convex and other is concave. We consider second lens is concave, so its focal length is negative, and our equation 4 will be like this: 1 upon Fy is equal to 1 upon Fy1 minus 1 upon Fy2. For converging lens, or for the condition of converging, this Fy should be positive. For converging, this Fy should be positive, and this Fy will be positive if this 1 upon Fy1 is greater than 1 upon Fy2. See, important condition. For the converging, this Fy should be positive, and this 1 upon Fy will be positive. Fy should be positive. It means this 1 upon Fy will be positive if 1 upon Fy1, this much part, is greater than 1 upon Fy2, or by taking the reciprocal, we say that Fy1 must be less than Fy2. Fy1 must be less than Fy2, and this adds Fy1 must be less than Fy2. It means from 8 that omega 1 must be less than omega 2. Fy1 must be less than Fy2, and as Fy1 must be less than Fy2, it means omega 1 must be less than omega 2. That is, dispersive power of first lens must be less than dispersive power of second lens for the converging. Okay, today we stop here. Thank you.